Right then, here we go on the next folder. This is D through to H, and we'll start here with this one. You got my socks in then, do you like them? Uh, First of all, we've got Sophie Dahl, this was from. Sophie Dahl is the granddaughter of Roald Dahl, the famous children's writer, but she's also a quite famous model, and now she's a TV cook as well. Next, we've got a fabulous actor from the Carry On films called Jim Dale. He was also in the film Pete's Dragon, if you remember that. Here we go. The first of my bonds that I have, it's Timothy Dalton. Actually, it's not the first of my bonds. I've got Daniel Craig's now. And that was sent through with his CV from his management at ICM, or ICT, I think it's called now, or ITM, I can't remember just off the top of my head. The Who, of course, this is from Roger Daltrey from The Who. Charles Dance next, of course, great baddie in films. He's always very good as a baddie in films. It's Charles Dance. Paul Daniels. Paul Daniels, of course, a very famous magician in the UK. He's our David Copperfield. He's our David Blaine. And then this is a pantomime flyer signed by Paul Daniels, his wife Debbie McGee, and the late Trevor Bannister, who used to be in Are You Being Served? And actually, Trevor Bannister, is it Trevor Bannister? Yes, Trevor Bannister is the father of Sherry Blair, who's obviously Tony Blair's wife. I think he's passed on now. Oh, here we go. Stay Cool, Daphne and Celeste. Do you remember them? Ooh, stick you, your mama too, and your daddy. Craig David next. There's that there. I think it's a preprint, that one. I'm not entirely sure. If you do know about that, please let me know and comment below. That's obviously a photo, photocopy one. Jim Davidson. Now I really like Jim Davidson. You can a lot of people can take him or leave him, but I think he's a very, very funny comedian. Sharon Davis. She's an Olympic swimmer. There she is there. I love this one. Jim Davis, of course, the cartoonist who brought us Garfield. That's fabulous. Here's one of my Doctor Who's. This is from a TV program from ITV1 called The Last Detective, but it's signed to Neil Goodluck from Peter Davidson. This is Peter Davidson. This is a gentleman called Sean Hughes. He's not signed this, but I've got him later in the collection. Bobby Davro there, great TV comedian from the 80s, early 90s. Angus Deaton. We have next, he's a actor, was in One Foot in the Grave, and he's a television presenter. Got into a bit of bother, so he doesn't do a lot on telly anymore. Hazel Dean. Hazel was a pop star in the 80s, and managed to get that off her. Here we have, look who it is. It's the Dame. It's Judi Dench. So that's a nice there, lovely thing there, and a nice signed letter to me as well, which is lovely. Neil Diamond. I'm sure everyone's got Neil Diamond, and I don't know. Do you know? It winds me up. Why do they preprint in a white pen? Because it's obvious that you can't get a white pen unless it's Tipex or something like that, or as you Americans say, correction fluid. This is brand new. This is Fred Dinage. Now, Fred used to present on children's television a program called How To, and I wrote to Fred. Well, I actually didn't write. I emailed him at ITV Meridian, where he's now one of the anchors on there now. And he sent me that, and obviously this nice compliment slip. Sasha Distel, she may be the name I can't forget. He's died now. This was sent in the year 2001, I think it says that. Yeah, 2001. He's not with us anymore. And, oh, by Jove, Ken Dodd, here we go. Just a, legend, comedy legend. Minnie Driver, I think this is the preprint everybody's got. I only found out that this was a preprint fairly recently. I just didn't know, I was just looking on the internet, but yeah. Clive Dunn, of course, from television's Dad's Army. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. I don't know if he signs anymore. I was reading somewhere that he doesn't. Of course, the Clint Eastwood one that everybody's probably got, if you've got a Clint Eastwood one that's pre-printed, sorry. Noel Edmonds there. This is the second one of Noel Edmonds that I got, because I got the first one in April 1998. This is from Deal or No Deal, and the next one is from Noel's House Party, which they should bring back. They should definitely bring back Noel's House Party. A great programme. with Mr. Blobby. Blobby, Blobby, Blobby! And sorry if my voiceovers are getting annoying. To be honest, I'm getting on my own nerves. But there we go. Adrian Edmondson next from Bottom. This is Adrian here pushing something into Rick Mayall's bum there from the that's from Guest House Paradiso, the film that the Bottom characters made. Michael Eisner, of course, the CEO of Disney at the time. I don't know if he is anymore, but it's there. This is another pantomime flyer signed by Dave Benson Phillips, who I mentioned earlier. He signed it there. Danny LaRue in the middle there. He signed it there. And Britt Eklund, of course, was one time married to Peter Sellers. She signed it over here. And Roger Williams, a television presenter, signed it at the bottom there. I'm thinking of doing a project for the 2012-2013 pantomime season, getting quite a lot of pantomime flyers signed all over the country. I think that'd be a nice project, because I do like the way that they set these out, especially this is Kudos Entertainments that produced these, and they've put some nice flyers out. Next, we've got Ben Elton, of course, a very famous comedian over here in the United Kingdom. He actually wrote the script for We Will Rock You, the Queen musical, and he also wrote the script for one of Andrew Lloyd Webber's shows. Which one was it now? I think it was The Beautiful Game. So that's nice to have, Ben Elton. Emmy, who's an American model. This is another one I admit to not knowing who she was, and I found an email address online and picked this autograph up, but very nice autograph to have. Harry Enfield, unfortunately it's a preprint. There's a letter from his management apologising for it being a preprint, but I do keep the preprints because I do like them, and I know there's people out there that say oh, they're not real autographs and stuff, which I appreciate. Yeah, I understand that, but I suppose it's just personal preference. I do like keeping hold of them. David Essex next, great actor and singer. Hold me close, don't let me go. Oh, what a circus! So that's David Essex. Next we've got Christopher Etteridge, I think he's called. It says on the back actually. Yeah, Christopher Etteridge, from a TV programme called Good Night Sweetheart. That was a British television comedy we had over here. Lee Evans, of course. I'm sure the Americans know Lee Evans from such films as Mouse Hunt. What else is he in? The Fifth Element. He's a great British comedian. That was when I I think I picked this up when I saw him live somewhere. Chris Eubank, famous boxer over here. I got this in person when I was doing a television thing for London Weekend Television. That's interesting. Rupert Everett there. That's a nice picture. I'm not verified whether this is originally signed or if it's pre-printed or not yet. The jury's still out on that one, but still very nice to have, and a letter from his management as well. I think it's real. And then next we've got Nick Faldo, famous golfer. I emailed away for that one and got this back. It was very nice. FBI. FBI was a television program when I was well, not when I was a kid. I was probably a little bit old to be sending off for this, but the lineup was Keith Duffy from Boyzone, a lady called Kate Heavener, or something like that. And this fella here, they called him Vinny on the programme, but he went on to become Vernon Kay, who's a very famous television presenter over here now. There's Kate. Vinny, as he signed it there, and Keith. Joseph Fiennes, of course, from Shakespeare in Love, and his brother there, Ralph Fiennes, as well, from the Harry Potter films. Albert Finney, what a great actor there, from some of my favourite films, Annie and Big Fish, which is a wonderful film as well. Excuse me. Next we've got Colin Firth, of course, the Oscar-winning actor from The King's Speech. These are nice. These for my girls. These Mr. Tumble. This Justin Fletcher is called, a very famous television star in the UK for children's television. We've got one for my daughter, one for my other daughter. They're too cool to have it on their wall now, apparently. Philippa Forrester, television presenter from the UK, used to do children's telly. I got this when she was doing Tomorrow's World. This is from Brucey. Good game. Bruce Forsyth. Bruce signed this for me when I met him once at Yorkshire Television. Next, of course, Stephen Fry. To Neil, best wishes, Stephen Fry. And over here as well, I like what it's put. What does it say? It is a vast and uncomplicated pleasure to send you a signed photograph, which I hope doesn't distress you too much. Very Stephen Fry thing to say. There we go. From Stephen Fry. Ali G. This is when he was Ali G, Sacha Baron Cohen. This is pre-Borat, pre-Bruno, pre-The Dictator, General Aladdin. This is what he signed as a character, Ali G. This was from the company Talkback, where they did it all. A photocopied letter, of course. George Galloway, an MP from the UK, made quite a big splash with his Respect Party. That's why it's signed with respect for George Galloway. A couple of Leslie Garrett things she sent back, unfortunately unsigned, but still nice to keep hold of him, I think. Bill Gates next, the richest man in the world. Well, I presume at one point he was. Of course, from Microsoft as well. I actually emailed him for that. I used to email quite a bit when email was sort of very new and a newfangled thing, this email thing. I don't do it so much anymore because I think that people, they don't want to have to pay for the postage. It's always nicer if you can pay for it yourself. Jean-Paul Gaultier, famous designer, used to present a program in the UK called Eurotrash, which was, well, basically what it says on the tin. Uri Geller now, this was another one I emailed off for a long time ago. You can ask me for the email addresses. I'd be surprised if they're still even active, to be honest. That was from Uri Geller and signed on the back as well. Brendan Gleeson, this one next. He was in the Harry Potter films as Mad-Eye Mooney. Trisha Goddard, she was a TV presenter. I believe she's got a program in America now. Trisha Show. Hugh Grant, of course, there we have it. Looking out his car window, probably looking for prostitutes. Richard E. Grant from Withnail and I. Great actor, Richard E. Grant. Russell Grant, this was before he had his resurgence. He's become quite famous again. He's a famous astrologer when I was growing up, and now he's more famous for being a dancer on our Strictly Come Dancing, which is our Dancing with the Stars. That's Russell Grant, signed thing, and he's the Lord of Ashford in Middlesex, believe it or not. And my personal horoscope from Russell Grant, which is very nice. TV presenter called Sally Gray. She used to do a lot of children's television. That's Sally Gray there. That's Jez Edwards and Linford Christie. It's just signed by Sally Gray. Robson Green next. Of course, he was a television actor and a singer as well with Robson and Jerome. They did quite a few hits when I was growing up. Richard Griffiths. He's reportedly quite hard to find for him to sign anymore, but that's a nice one to have, Richard Griffiths. The Grumbleweeds. These were a comedy act when I was growing up. They're still around today. There's just the two of them that go out now. There's Robin and Graham that go out now. Morris in the middle, he still goes out but by himself. And Albert and Carl, they don't work anymore. But that's the Grumbleweeds. They had their own television show, their own radio program. That's all signed on the back there. Jo Guess, she's a Rudy model when I was growing up. And there you go. Used to do page 3 and things like that. Do you want to join her fan club? No, not anymore. William Hague there, he's our Foreign Secretary at the moment, but I got this when he was the leader of the opposition. He was a leader of the Conservative Party at the time. That's from the Houses of Commons that was sent. Jerry Card, which unfortunately was unsigned, but not to worry.